What is up, with y'all, man? It's your boy David. We back with another reaction video. Yeah, I know. We back on that David-ish. The David story just got really dark. How much more darker could it get, bro? At first, you know, with the first video, I thought that man could be innocent. Maybe they stole his car or some shit, right? But it's looking like it's the opposite. It's looking like this was very much intentional. But with that being said, man, if y'all like what y'all see, make sure y'all like and subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Let's get straight to it, bro.
Now, if you've been on social media the last week, you probably heard about the viral story surrounding popular singer David, spelled D4vd. It started when the body of a Jane Doe was found inside a Tesla registered to him. At first, there was no confirmation that David had any connection to her until now. The David story just got really dark, and in this video, I'm going to break it down all together with you. So drop a like on this video because you're in for one hell of a story. Now, before we get into the latest developments, let's rewind for a second because just a few days ago, this is what we knew. Popular singer David, spelled D4vd, a 20-year-old Houston-raised artist who blew up on TikTok with his song Romantic Homicide, a sleeper hit with over 1.6 billion streams on Spotify that opened the door for him to a major record deal, global recognition, tours, and major brand collabs. On the surface, he was just a young star living the dream life, but about a week ago, Los Angeles police made a discovery, one that would soon be connected to David himself. On September 8th, 2025, police in Los Angeles found a decomposed body inside a Tesla, and that Tesla was registered to a David Burke, which turned out to be popular singer David himself. According to reports,
this shit's so crazy, bro. How the mighty fall. Oh my god. He was up. He could have, if he was just a regular ass nigga, he would have just, man, this shit crazy, bro. I'm not even a fan of this nigga like that, for real. And I'm not saying that because of the recent days. I just really, like, I like this music, but I was never like thinking, oh, what's David gonna drop? I wasn't really never thinking that. But you know, so I did appreciate the music, but I'm not gonna lie.
Workers at an impound lot noticed a foul odor coming from the car. When they opened up the Tesla's trunk, they discovered human remains stuffed inside a bag. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner described her as a female, about 5'2", weighing just 71 pounds, which equals to 32 kilograms for my international viewers. She had wavy black hair, metal stud earrings, a yellow bracelet, and a tattoo on her right index finger that literally read, "Shh," like, "Shh, quiet." At the time, her name wasn't released, but those details alone were shocking as they were considering who this car was connected to. The LAPD confirmed the vehicle had been sitting in the yard for days, and they even had to call David himself, who was on tour at the time, to inform him that his car had a body inside of it. And David was cooperating with the police and claimed he had no knowledge of what they found. But while that was happening, the fallout started hitting him hard. Clothing brand Hollister, who had just launched a campaign with David, pulled his images from their website and seemingly ended their relationship with the singer quietly. And at the same time, the internet was asking a lot of questions, right? How did this young popular artist with no history of violence suddenly get tied to something this disturbing? For the past week, things have been up in the air with no real answers, but what's come out since then changes everything. A week after the news broke, we finally got confirmation of who that person was. According to NBC News, the victim was identified through forensics as 15-year-old Celeste Rivas. Celeste had been reported missing out of Lake Elsinore back in April of 2024. According to authorities, she left her home around 9 p.m. one evening.
This nigga had a, mind you, she was born in 2010, bro. She is a fucking baby. She's a baby, bro. This nigga has a literal baby in his trunk. And they have the same tattoo, like, it's not looking good, bro.
And never came back. Her family put out flyers, posted her photos, and pleaded for anyone with information to come forward so their baby girl could be brought home. At the time of her disappearance, she had last been seen wearing gray pants, a black sweater, and Hello Kitty sandals. So when police connected the remains inside David's Tesla to Celeste through forensic testing, it wasn't just a tragic discovery. It was the end of a year-long search her family had been desperately holding on to hope for. Authorities also said that she had likely been dead inside.
You know, it's funny, when it comes to looking for missing people, and this is really, really frustrating and very heartbreaking with this shit. Like, when somebody goes missing, the first 48 hours are like the most crucial time, for real, because if you don't find them within the first 48 hours, the likelihood of you finding them literally like drops down to like 10 or 5%. Like, you will never find them ever again if you don't find them within the first 48 hours, which is so crazy. Like, she was cooked. Not gonna lie, she was cooked.
That Tesla for an extended period of time before the body was discovered. Right now, the exact cause of death has not yet been determined. The LAPD says the coroner has not classified the case as a homicide or released a manner of death, and there are no suspects at this time. As for David himself, real name David Burke, a spokesperson said he was informed of the situation and that he is fully cooperating with authorities. At the time, like we stated, he was of course on tour, but his scheduled show in Seattle was canceled immediately after the news broke. So with Celeste now identified, the tragedy hit even harder. A 15-year-old little girl who had been missing since 2024 was found in the trunk of a car registered to a popular singer in the music industry. Just as the internet was trying to process what happened, police have officially made their next move, and it shows just how serious they're taking this case right here. Within 48 hours of Celeste being officially identified, investigators made their next move. Police executed a search warrant at a Hollywood Hills home where David had been staying. He doesn't own the property, but sources confirmed it was a place he had been living recently. And here's where things get more serious. TMZ reports that the home was actually rented by David's manager, and detectives did not leave empty-handed. LAPD's robbery homicide division walked out with several evidence bags and a computer. Photos and videos posted earlier this year even showed David inside the house, singing with producer Benny Blanco in the kitchen and dancing in the living room. TMZ compared the interiors of that footage to real estate listings, and they matched the property that police searched. Neighbors also recall seeing that same Tesla parked outside the house for days before it was eventually towed. A car with Texas plates and a big dent that stood out.
I almost want to say, how does Benny feel that he's basically been hanging out with a he's basically been hanging out with low-key a pedophile? Because that nigga David was like, I've been hearing stuff on TikTok, but they said that nigga was fucking with Celeste. She's like 13, 14. This nigga is 20-something or 20-something years old. She's a baby. How does it feel to know you fucking with a nigga who killed his underage girlfriend, bro? How does that feel, man? I know it can't feel too good.
On the street. At the time, no one thought much of it, but looking back now, perhaps it was no coincidence. So for now, police haven't classified this as a homicide because the medical examiner still hasn't determined exactly how Celeste died. The Tesla was abandoned and towed on September 6th, and just 2 days later, workers at the impound lot made the grim discovery. Investigators say the case now depends on the coroner's findings. And so far, the process has apparently been very difficult. I'm assuming it's probably because, her body was decomposed, so that would make a lot of sense, right? No arrests have been made so far, but the fact that LAPD homicide detectives are searching homes connected to David shows just how closely they're closing in on his.
Every time they show a picture, every time this nigga shows a picture of this nigga smiling, it gets so goddamn creepy. Like, what the fuck? Like, bruh.
World. And if that wasn't enough, okay, the plot has thickened even more, and we got some new details that make the story darker than anyone expected. Here's where things get even darker. According to TMZ, investigators may be looking at a direct connection between David and Celeste herself, and after TMZ got a tip that the victim might be Celeste, they reached out to her mother, and her mother confirmed two things. Number one, first, that Celeste apparently had a boyfriend named David, and number two, that she had a tattoo on her right index finger that said, "Shh." Now that right there is not new information, right? It lined up exactly with what the initial reports from the coroner were saying, but here's where things get crazy, because David himself has the exact same tattoo inked on his right index finger, and on the screen right now you'll see a picture of that. So let's just keep this on the screen for a second if you want to check it out, because I don't want you rewinding this and going out of your way to rewind it. So as you guys can see, here's the picture. Looking, you see it? Great. Let's keep it moving. All right, so this is already a lot. I ain't even gonna lie, this is a lot. Okay, so let's just sit with this for a second. They found a body in a Tesla registered to David. It ends up being 15-year-old Celeste Rivas, who's been missing since April 2024. Ma Dukes, Celeste's mother, said her daughter had a boyfriend named David. And on top of all that, they both got the same tattoo on their finger. And it doesn't stop there, because the plot just keeps on getting thicker. Because TMZ didn't just talk to Celeste's mom. They actually published photos and even a video that appear to show David and Celeste together. On the screen right now, you can see exactly what I'm talking about, and I'll just keep it on the screen for a second or two just so you can watch it, so you don't have to rewind. You see it right there? All right. And out of respect for her family, I've blurred her face in any of the visuals in this video, okay? According to TMZ, one of the photos shows them sitting together at a booth at a venue, both of them wearing black. Now, TMZ also pointed out something very interesting, which was David is wearing the same exact shirt in that booth photo as he wore in a picture with singer Billie Eilish back in October 2023, and that photo is right here, okay? Now, this is what TMZ stated, and in no way, shape, or form is this particular connection a sign of anything beyond...
Okay, if I was a famous nigga and I took a picture with this nigga after hearing all this shit, bro, I would feel so fucking weird. I would be like, oh, man, buddy's a freak, and I'm just up in this bitch talking about some... like, bruh, this is... this is crazy.
What they reported is just an observation they made to support the photo being authentic, okay? And it wasn't just photos, however, okay? TMZ also posted a live stream from January 2024 showing the two of them on camera together answering questions from fans. In the clip, you can hear what appears to be Celeste telling David to respond to a comment. That's a direct interaction on video, and it's left a lot of people asking questions. And remember, this is a 15-year-old girl we're talking about. Now, TMZ, who obviously they've been putting in some work on this story, right? They did even more digging. And what they claim is this. They found another photo of David in Lake Elsinore, the same city where Celeste went missing back in April 2024 after leaving her home around 9 p.m. and never coming back. For context, Lake Elsinore is about 70 miles outside of Los Angeles, and it's where Celeste lived with her family. And here's the part that made people react, okay? The photo that TMZ stated that they have was taken just a 6-minute walk from Celeste's family home. Once again, I want to make it clear, this is what TMZ reported. I'm not saying that this, says anything. I'm just reporting what they said, okay? And also, just so we're on the same page here, police have not named a suspect in Celeste's death. But according to TMZ, for detectives to even get that search warrant on the Hollywood Hills home that David lived in but doesn't own, that's what led investigators to seize a computer and multiple evidence bags from the property. Now, since I want to be very mindful of how I cover this particular story, considering how sensitive it is, let me just say it like this, right? There are other photos and videos of Celeste and David floating around social media, but I won't be showing those here. Her family just got the worst possible news of their life, and I want to keep that in mind as I break the story down. So we're sticking strictly to what's been reported publicly by verified outlets. That way we keep it respectful.
This nigga said verified outlets. I don't know how to feel about niggas saying TMZ is a verified outlet. They do good work sometimes, but other times they be doing way too fucking much and they be telling the wrong shit. So I don't... Hey! The only verified outlet in this bitch is the police. TMZ is entertainment. That shit not even news for real, nigga. So I don't know.
And, above all else, responsible, right? Now, this next part is wild as well, because there's this video that surfaced online that TMZ published, which is a video of one of Celeste's alleged former teachers talking about her in class. He pulled out his phone, showed students
I saw that video. That shit was kind of wild, bro.
Photo of himself with Celeste and said he had taught her years ago. And according to this teacher, Celeste first disappeared after meeting David on social media. He claims this, right? And he even claims that she ran away to Hollywood with him before police eventually tracked her down and returned her to her mother.
That's her in my classroom in front of this poster right here. Okay, hold up. I got another one because I got a picture on TMZ of this other kid exchanging stuff with the rapper who we alleged did this stuff. Hold on a second, because he's also in my classroom.
Wait, how long ago was this?
We all just found out yesterday who it was, but she's been missing since I taught her. So when I taught her, she met this dude on social media. He was a rapper in LA. He came and got her. She ran away from home. She was gone for like a month. The cops found her in Hollywood, brought her back to our school. She came back to our school, kind of told people this story. She disappeared again in May of that year, May of 2024. That's when her friends told me what happened, that it was this rapper, and then I found out yesterday that she's now dead in that rapper's car, cut into pieces. You want to know how they met? I feel like I just said it. Social media.
The teacher says that she went missing again in May 2024, 1 month after she was reported missing.
Was this a lesson about meeting people on social media? Bro, you can meet somebody in real life and get done the exact same way. Don't let that shit fool you. You can meet somebody in real life, you can meet somebody from church, and then they gonna still do you the same motherfucking way. So just be careful everywhere you at, meeting these goddamn people at, bro. Social media, real life, you gotta remember, a lot of them, the most famous serial killers, they got their hats in real life. Real life, you know what I'm saying? So don't forget that.
in April of 2024.
Not to discredit the dangers of social media. It's just a scary ass place for real, no cap.
And that was the last he heard of her until now. He told his class he was sharing this as a cautionary tale about the dangers of social media. Again, this is what the teacher is claiming, but as you guys can see, I just played the video, right? The plot definitely keeps getting thicker and thicker and thicker and thicker. And on that note, there's also a bunch of Discord messages floating around the internet right now that people are connecting to this story. Since I personally can't verify if they're accurate or not, I won't be showing them in this video, but what I will say is this: they're out there and they're adding a whole other layer of speculation to this case right here. Now here's another layer people online have been talking about: a leaked song that's been floating around where David allegedly mentions Celeste by name. Supposedly the track is titled Celeste. Now let's be very clear, I have no clue where this comes from. Is it legit? Is it AI? I can't verify that, and that's exactly why I'm not going to play it here, but it's been circulating, and the fact that people
Don't play that shit. That's probably copyright, bro. Let's not do that. Let's shit.
who even believe this record exists has added another
Actually, doesn't fucking matter. I'm not monetized, so it doesn't really matter. I ain't gonna lie. So this is whatever, bro.
wild twist to the narrative. And by the way, just to be clear, it's an actual song. Like, it's an existing song, but I just can't verify if it's a real song, if you get what I'm saying. Because sometimes people might make certain things with AI because the story is big. You get what I'm saying? Now, with everything we just laid out, let's talk about the fallout, because things are starting to spiral. Right after Celeste was officially identified, David hit a pause on his world tour. He was actually going to perform in Europe, like places like Copenhagen, Stockholm, I believe London as well, and Poland if I'm not mistaken, but it looks like the tour has been put on hold as of today. On top of the tour getting shut down, a few popular artists in the industry have already started distancing themselves from David. One of those artists is Cali.
That nigga Bruce called that nigga. That nigga Bruce called him a little weirdo ass nigga who doesn't like the fact that he's black. I was like, what? That shit was crazy because he's wearing color contacts, and honestly, if niggas wear color contacts, I just automatically think that they're fucking weird. I don't give a fuck if you're wearing color contacts, but you're not wearing it because you're trying to cosplay. You're wearing it because you actually like to wear that shit, like in an unironic way. You're a fucking weirdo. Like, that shit weird.
Uchis, a very talented singer who, the last time I checked, she was in a relationship with Don Toliver, and I believe they actually had a baby. She actually teamed up with David earlier this year on a song called Crashin' from his debut album Withered. But after the news broke about Celeste, Kali Uchis publicly responded on Instagram saying that the collab is in the process of being taken down from streaming services. And when people in her comments try to blame her for working with him, she fired back saying that's just internalized misogyny.
That is some internalized shit. Talking about trying to blame that nigga, trying to blame her because she worked with him, bro. She didn't fucking know he was doing that shit. How's she supposed to know? She not clairvoyant, bro. She got to protect her name and her image when she's taking the shit down. That's it, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
The words women always getting blamed for what men do, which happens. Aside from that, Canadian pop star Tate McRae, one of the biggest names in the mainstream right now, has also decided to unfollow David on social media.
I don't really give a fuck what Tate McRae does. If you care what Tate McRae does, I think you're a bot. I'm not gonna lie. The most impressive thing I ever seen this hoe do before is literally sing Drake. And that was kind of fire. I like that she's saying Drake. But her actual songs, I don't really care. And I'm not even saying that because I actually fuck with David heavy. I already told you I don't really give a fuck about this nigga. I just don't give a fuck. I just give less of a fuck about Tate McRae. Like, I don't care. Like, fuck her.
Yeah. And like we already know, Hollister pulled him from their campaign as well. So as you guys could see, the industry is, the industry is reacting to this, okay? So right now, things are very much up in the air. Authorities haven't named a suspect, and they haven't even determined the exact cause of death. But the fact that they searched his home, seized evidence, they left with a computer, all these ties are being cut, it shows just how seriously they're treating this. For David, this isn't just a hit to his career. His entire world is hanging by a thread. You know, it's strange how this thing started with Celeste being found in that Tesla, and now it's turned into one of the most shocking stories the music industry has seen in a long time. The story is going to keep on developing, and eventually we'll get the truth of what happened to 15-year-old Celeste. And I trust that law enforcement will do their due diligence, because at the end of the day, this isn't just a headline right here. It's into her, why it happened, and who was...
But yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie, dude. My last video, I said he probably didn't do it. This one, I'm not gonna lie, I think he did. I think that nigga did that shit. He did that shit, I ain't gonna lie, bro. But with that being said, man, y'all like what y'all see, make sure y'all like and subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, man. And let me know down in the comments if y'all think he did it or not. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm thinking he did it. I ain't gonna lie, bro. But with that being said, I'm gonna catch you on the next one. We out.